College of the Ozarks.
All right, everybody. We're at a different museum here at the College of the Ozarks, the main museum. This is the Ralph Foster Museum. You've probably heard of it, maybe. They got some pretty cool artifacts in here. One of the main artifacts is the Beverly Hillbillies. This is the actual car that they used in the TV show that you see driving down the street out in California. See, there's the whole cast. Got everything but the kitchen sink in there. Granny used to sit up top there with her shotgun. It says this truck is the original vehicle which appeared in the Filmways TV Productions television series entitled The Beverly Hillbillies, created by Paul Henning. (1931) Rolls Royce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a 6-cylinder engine. Look at all those lines and bells and whistles on that thing. Pretty fancy. Phantom 2 chassis. (1931) Rolls-Royce Sports Coupe on a Phantom 2 chassis. The body of this 6-cylinder engine touring vehicle was made by Brewster in Connecticut. This car was among the first of the Phantom 2 series to be produced. Presented by George Westgate, maybe, Esquire, 1968. If you like clocks, they've got clocks here. Brian Field, this is for you. Can you only imagine what this must sound like if they were all running at the same time? Oh, look at the egg plates. My mother would love the egg plates. This is clearly an old map. Okay, so there's not going to be much rust in this video. I'm sorry, it's cold outside, it's raining today, and so we just thought we would do a little museum hopping. And so this is the Ralph Foster Museum. It's pretty cool. They've got some pretty cool stuff here. I mean, you gotta say, that is cool. I hope y'all can see that. It's all hand carved. Check that out. Look at this dude holding it up. And that's what this place is full of. All this type of stuff. Oh look, a creepy doll section.
This one's locked away.
Oh, Dylan. Dylan. So this is a loom that they would have used to spin yarn. I'm sorry, spin wool into yarn. This thing would spin, and I don't know how it worked exactly, but that's what it was. That's what it is. This is also a loom where they would make rugs or blankets, that type of thing. They would weave the stuff through here with these things and work those petals down there. A lot different than what we have today, for sure. This appears to be a dentist office or a doctor's office. I'm not sure which, but it looks painful. So I'm just going to back away. I'm going to back away from that.
Doll section's really creepy over there.
Hmm?
I said the doll section's really creepy.
Yeah, we're not looking at the dolls either. These little kids, little wagons and buggies. Those are pretty cool.
I mean, the doll houses are pretty cool over there. But the actual dolls themselves.
Now this is kind of cool. Look at this. I could get down with this. This is a circus.
Quarter scale.
There's the big top. See all the elephants in there? I don't think they allow elephants in the circus anymore, do they?
I'm not sure.
Horses, animals, all kinds of stuff. That's cool. We'll walk over here. You got some trains over here. Train cars that would have hauled the circus. It's really pretty cool. There's another big top tent full of the animals. That's probably where they stayed, I guess. There's your, you know, the bearded lady, the two-headed guy, the, you know, tallest man in the world. All that stuff was over there. Pretty neat. Here's some artifacts. Some more circus stuff here. Here's some toy trains. There's a thrashing machine. And some guns. Cupid dolls. A little Willie Nelson. Gotta have a little Willie in every show. A little Willie Nelson in every show. Let me rephrase that. Some more music stuff here, maybe some golf stuff. There's radio stuff, baseball, some old Cardinals uniform. Check that out. An old popcorn maker. So this would have been a steam-powered popcorn maker. Same concept as today. You would put your popcorn in there, heated it below that. There's some gears up in there. You probably can't see that. That would turn it, whatnot. There's a boiler down in here. From the old Jewel Theater in Springfield, Missouri. How cool. We got free snuff for you ladies. Any ladies that want some snuff, we got it. No, we don't. So we're in the art gallery section. It's really cool. You can't see it on camera probably, but there's a screw there and one there. And nope, that's not a screw. That is some cool art right there. Not just kidding. The art's over there. And in here, Some carved statues, pictures. Look at all these plows hanging here. Horse-drawn plows. Hope you can see that on TV. Some saws over here, hand saws. Hard work, what it looks to me like. All hand tools. So let me see if I can tell you what some of these are. So this would be a blowtorch. These are soldering irons to go with the blowtorch. This is a wagon wheel wrench. There's the nut that this would have went to. This is an ice saw or a hay saw. Not sure which. Same thing here, hay knife to cut your hay with. This is a planter that you would use to plant corn or some type of seeded material with. Corn dryer, so you would put your corn cobs on there to dry your corns out. Dry your corn out. All kinds of stuff here. Check out that saw. Hope you can see that. That thing has not done much work, or that engraving would not be on there. An old wheelbarrow with a metal wheel and a wooden wheelbarrow. Coffee grinder. Anybody know what this is? Well, it says right there, hog oiler. So you would fill this with oil. The hogs would come up and rub around on it, and the oil would come out of these holes and oil the hogs to keep the mange off of them. Very popular here in Southwest Missouri. All kinds of gigging material. Blacksmith shop. All kinds of stuff in there that blacksmith would have made and used.
A blacksmith in early Springfield, Missouri is now perhaps better known for the firearms.
Cowbells. Can always use more cowbell.
By the early 20th century, technology advances in commercial services had largely...
It's kind of dark, but this is inside a log cabin. See the entertainment section. Instead of big screen TVs today, you got this little ukulele looking thing that they would have used back then. Check out this bed. No mattress, just wood and rope. How about that to lay on? Ma and Pa kettle there. No wonder they didn't look so happy. They lived in this cabin.
This is a nice cabin up there.
People pay big money to stay in cabins like this today, but I guarantee you those folks right there, they didn't see it that way.
They didn't pay big money to stay in your house.
That's right. Yeah, they would have came and vacationed at your house instead of staying here. Here's an old hay pitchfork made out of wood. They do have a lot of guns here at the Ralph Foster Museum. It's all your long rifles. Pistols over here. I know enough about guns to stay away from them. That's about it. Military guns. That's the business end of a Gatling gun. So, tell us how this would work, Josh.
you can actually see the gears on the back of it over here. But you load your ammunition in the magazine on the top, which has a spring inside it. Then you have your aim adjuster, which is that wheel down there on the bottom, and then you spin the lever and it turns the gear. And I'm not entirely
That's
sure.
the business maker right there.
Not entirely sure how it works internally, how the firing pin works, but I know you crank the lever and it moves the pins and hits the firing pin.
So the barrels rotate as the ammunition falls down into the barrel. Pretty effective piece of military equipment right there.
I wouldn't want to mess with any of this stuff.
You would not want to be in front of this thing when it's going off. Guaranteed. What do we got over here?
Machine guns.
Oh, we got modern versions over here. These are Japanese. And the only reason I know it's Japanese is because it says it's Japanese. Not because I know anything. Oh, there's some Swiss and German guns. Again, it says Swiss and German.
Got Chinese, Czech, British.
We got all the guns in here.
Oh wow.
There's the big Mama Jama right there.
Taney County Sheriff's Department says don't mess with them.
Don't make the Taney County Sheriff mad, because he'll bring this 50 cal out. Is that a 50 cal? I don't know what it is. It's big, and it makes a big bang, and probably a big hole in whatever it hits. It's probably all guns they've confiscated. I don't know if this is oh, this is Marcella Thompson. Annie Oakley's right up there on the wall with Bill Cody. Thought maybe that was hers, but apparently it's this Marcella Thompson. But she's a very colorful lady, that's for sure. Now we're getting into the West Africa room. I would not want to meet that guy out in the woods. No, thank you. Turkey?
He ain't that big. Come on.
White squirrel? Little bobcat action? Coyotes? You hear them a mile away. Also, would not want to meet this out in the wild.
Yeah.
Would tear you up. Little babies. Shoot, they're scary. Just looking at them knowing they're stuffed. They got this Bengal tiger in a cage. Look at the size of the paws on that thing. Good Lord. I don't know if you can see that or not. That is huge. That is a big, big animal.
Male Bengal tigers can reach 10 feet in length
I'll bet he's 10 feet.
and have a shoulder width of up to 3 feet.
Wow. We're ram tough. You knew I had to do it. Look at this guy. He's just ready to headbutt you. He's like, I'm going to headbutt you. Don't care what you say. This guy, he's pretty docile. Got some wolves over here. Well, kind of dark. They're about to take down Santa Claus's reindeer.
Must be Dancer.
He's gonna be dancing and prancing here in a minute. Real quick, back into Africa. They got it all over here. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Zebra.
I always wanted a zebra.
How you doing there, old boy?
Check out the monkey.
That monkey looks mad. Leopards and spots. You know what they say about leopards and spots. Oh, good God. Okay, you got me. Did you see me jump? I really jumped. I'm sorry. Yeah. I wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't.
Pee a little.
I might have peed just a little bit. Look, he's laughing.
Of course I am.
Here's another gun. It's a double-barreled version. Kind of different. The magazine is
I'd say it's Chinese or Japanese. It's got a bunch of writing on the side of it too.
yeah, we can't read that. We don't know what that means.
I'm not a gun expert.
But don't be in front of it when it goes off. That's all that matters. Here's a typical household in the 1970s. You've got the remote control right here while mom and dad sit on the couch and watch TV. On their television set in the console, somewhere in that is a record player, I guarantee it.
He's just a big old teddy bear. He just wants a hug. Look at him. Just a big old hug. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he wants a hug, all right.
He does. Look, he's already got his arms stretched out.
He wants to eat.
Just a hug. He's just saying hi.
Here's the white version of that. Good Lord, he's tall. 9 feet tall, it says. He's a big guy. And a moose. Bullwinkle.
Operators. They supplied their own.
Here's some stuff we're interested in.
Mules were preferred over horses because they could handle the heat of the summer and were less exciting. Their loads were counted and the men were paid according to the amount of ties they hauled to the rail cars.
Yeah, hold on. That timber wolf's been dead longer than you've been alive.
You're right, he has. So's that grizzly bear.
Yeah. And here we got a buffalo, North American buffalo there. That's kind of a small little guy there. He must have been like, you know, teenage years. Probably wasn't listening to mom and dad. Got whacked. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
Yeah. But you just want to pet him. I mean, just look at it, you know. The average little white girl should just want to run over there and give him a big old hug, pet him, no big deal.
Here's another cream separator. Trying to see what kind it is. It doesn't say. Again, so you would put your raw milk up here. You turn this crank, and the milk would come here, there, separated out. So now we've got some cool stuff. This is really what we came here for. And surprised they haven't moved these over to that other museum. But so this is a Moline. Isn't it a Moline, Josh? Yeah. A Moline tractor. You would call it a tractor, but it doesn't really look like a tractor. And so the engine is up here on the front. Got these big drive wheels, and the operator sat back there. Basically, this was a cultivator machine. Basically, all it did, it would have, maybe they had a plow for it too, I think, but that's really about it. That did have a belt pulley on it, right there. Little 4-cylinder engine. Kind of a unique looking rig. Obviously, they didn't make the cut and didn't last very long. Over here, we've got an 816 International, and so this was International's version of a tractor. This one was, when was this? It doesn't say. I'm not sure what year it is, but there's the crank right there in the front. You cranked it over. Engine's inside this compartment right here. Radiator, gas tank. Controls are back here. 2-speed. Brakes, throttle up there. Steering wheel, seat, obviously. So that's a little nice little International 816. And now we've got the belle of the ball here. Steam engine. This is a Port Huron. Okay, we got serial number. Here it is. I guess maybe when it was delivered.
No, they actually used it when they were repaving. If you read that sign.
Oh, old but still useful. The last known use of this steam engine was in 1976 when it was used to heat railroad tank cars containing asphalt cement. The College of the Ozarks, then School of the Ozarks, as repaving its streets needed something to heat up the tank cars when they arrived in Hollister. Normally the cars would have been heated up using a heating station, but Hollister didn't have one, so this steam engine was removed from the museum and pressed into service. 1976. So it's been here since at least 1976.
Before that, it's been removed.
So this is a, I can't really get there from here.
No, you can't get there.
Well, I'm going to. So it's a pretty nice example of a Port Huron. Probably a 20 horse or so, I'm going to guess. It's really good shape. Guide bands are good shape. The lugs are not worn down. The gearing is in good shape on it. Not worn too bad. Flywheel, again, that's where you would have belted up to a thrashing machine or a sawmill. And so you can see the whistle up there and the pop-off valve next to that. We'll talk about that in a second. Over here is your cylinder and your flywheel. Crankshaft goes through here, connecting rod, crosshead. So your cylinder was in here and it would slide back and forth like this. But the Port Huron also had an extra cylinder up here and they called it a compound. Made more pressure that way. Governor up there. There's your oiler.
Somebody needs to brush these screws.
Up there on the top. Probably can't. There's the inside, so those tubes.
I mean, look at it. There are daubers in there. Come on.
So those tubes in there, those are called the tubes, and the air, hot air would move through those tubes. On the outside of those tubes would be the water, heated water.
Around here. Here.
Yeah, the water would be around the tubes in the boiler. So I'll show you that over here. So all the black area you see is the boiler, and the water is inside this boiler. The tubes run this way through there. You have a firebox in the back, so you make a fire back there, heats up the water, the hot air goes through the tubes and up and out the exhaust up there, and it heats the water and boils it, basically creating steam. pretty fond of Port Huron engines because my grandfather actually had one at one time and ended up selling it to, at that time it was Magic Mountain out in California, and my parents and my sisters and I hauled it out there and to California from Missouri, and had a, I think it was a week or 2 week long trip in a 69 Dodge truck with a trailer, semi-trailer, and it was a good family vacation experience. Unfortunately, that engine has been gutted, steampunked, if you will.
If we can find a photo of it, we'll attach it.
It looks horrible compared to what it looked like when we delivered it. But anyway, it's still there. Again, this is your boiler here. This is your steam dome. So boiled water in here, steam would rise up into the steam dome. It would come out of that red pipe there and be fed into your cylinder, and that's what made your cylinder go back and forth. And that's where you got your power. The whistle was used to, nowadays people just like to blow the whistle, but the whistle actually had a purpose back in the day. There was a whistle code for all kinds of things. If the engine needed water, wood, they wanted to quit for the day or whatever, they had different whistle codes. And then next to the whistle is the pop-off valve. So if you had too much steam pressure rising up in the steam dome, the pop-off valve would release that steam pressure. We'll try to show a video of that as well. Again, very nice example of an engine here. A couple other things here, hard to see. It's dark back in here, but this would be the firebox. There'd be fire in there. This up here is where your water level is. That's how you would tell how much water you had in your boiler. And then these brass things over here were your injectors, and that would inject water into the boiler. Obviously, if you're boiling water into steam, you're going to have to add more water, and so that's what those injectors did. And then this tank here and this tank here both carried water for the engine, extra water. This was a firebox. Probably actually this was a coal box. You would scoop the coal in and out. Here's your drawbar if you're going to pull something. But at least it's in here. At least we've got some scale models here.
Hand built.
They all appear to be hand built. Very nice. A lot of detail in those. So this, I'm going to say, would be a Huber return flue engine, because the exhaust is back here on the back instead of up at the front. This is probably a Minneapolis. Looks like it would have been a Minneapolis. This one is probably an Advance. This one probably another Minneapolis, maybe. It kind of looks Minneapolis-ish. This one another Huber return flue engine. And this one is a Baker. The reason you tell it's a Baker because it has the silver in the front. And then a thrashing machine. Cool. And then that's just a little stationary engine. That's not hand built by somebody. That was actually a little toy at one time. How does it work?
It's a wheel shrinker. Read the sign.
Mole wagon tire shrinker. So this would have been used to shrink these.
Yeah, so you take according to that sign, you pull the metal off the rim, and you heat up a small section, to, I think it said yellow. Yeah, yellow heat. And then you put it in there and pushes it together and shrinks the wheel when you put it back on.
Nice.
It's kind of neat, I thought anyways.
Here's a good example. We don't talk about this much, or haven't probably talked about it. On a wooden wheel here, actually how crude they are, but yet how sophisticated they are. So you've got a wooden wheel with a metal tire. I would call it a tire, or the wheel part of it, tread part of it, whatever. Here's the nut that holds it on. This is all solid wood. It's bored out inside for the axle to come out. You've got a piece of steel here banding it together, another one on the other side, and two pieces here. Your wood spokes go down inside there, and then they come up in the outer side. So this all would have been wet, and they would have got it wet and then put it together and compressed it and let it dry, and then it becomes hard as a rock, hard as steel. Same thing with this. Heat it up, put it on there, let it cool down, and it shrinks down to that. That's the dynamics of a wooden spoke wheel on an old wagon there. That's a Springfield wagon, made in Springfield, Missouri. What do you think, Josh?
It's interesting.
So this has been the Ralph Foster Museum here in Hollister, Missouri, at College of the Ozarks. Hard Work U, they call it. All the students that attend here actually work here on the campus and pay off their college debt as they go, and they graduate debt-free. So it's a pretty cool deal. Very hard to get into this school. So a bunch of smart kids running around here. So